welcome back to another episode where we're creating your AI model from zero to hero, from low quality to high quality. In this series, we're teaching you how to make the best AI influencer on the market with the most simple methods possible, so you don't need to know all of that nerd shit. Now, in this episode, we're going to be learning about LoRAs. LoRAs are very, very important in this business model because the quality of what you put into the AI generator is going to affect the quality you put out. And the thing that you're putting in is a LoRA. Now, in the last episode, we taught you how to create datasets to be able to train a LoRA. We're going to be taking that dataset from the last episode, we're going to be creating a LoRA today, and then we're going to be applying this in certain methods to be able to get different outputs of quality. Now, LoRAs are extremely important, as going to be covered in this tutorial today, and this is one of the most important lessons that you're going to have within this series. The last one, the datasets, and this one is the most important. It is the make or break of your AI influencer. So once again, follow along, enjoy the lesson, and remember to check down in the description because there's a lot of freebies that's going to be put down there, as I always mention, and this is going to help you succeed within your journey. So hopefully you enjoyed today's lesson and crack on. Right guys, let's get into the tutorial on how to make LoRAs. Now, this is going to be quite a weird little tutorial here. Now, don't be freaked out by this design here. This is just how I'm going to explain the process, just so you guys understand. So there's obviously a few different paths that you can take. So this isn't anything scary. This is just simply displayed for explanation. So what I'm going to be doing today is talking you through how you make a LoRA, because if you guys have been following along with the series, we have gone from obviously start and we're currently on step number 3 of making a LoRA. This is obviously a very important step. However, on the last episode of making a dataset, I kind of covered a lot more information than I needed. So these two lessons kind of overlap. So I'll definitely go back and watch this one if you haven't watched this LoRA lesson already. But let's take one step back and let's talk about what we did with the dataset. So last time when we left the dataset, we created images of the face, unique images of the body, and also images of the body that are in depth and close up, etc. So that's what we got prepared and ready to go. And this is exactly what we're going to be training our LoRA with today. Now today, I'm not really going to go through a massive tutorial on how to make a LoRA, because honestly, it is boring as fuck and it's very, very basic. We did it in this lesson here. So in this step 2 here, what we did is create a LoRA with 4 pictures. We'll basically be doing the exact same process, but with more images that are more accurate to the face. But today I'm going to kind of be teaching you a bit more about LoRAs, some tips to be able to get a better LoRA, and some options that you can go research in the future if you did kind of want to, that I obviously I'm not going to be teaching. But if you guys wanted to try level up or take next steps, then you can feel free to do some research. I know some guys are probably going to be very keen to do so. And then we're also going to be covering like what can you do at the end with this LoRA. So let's kind of get into this today. So firstly, to start off, you need a dataset. Like, dataset is 100% essential to be able to get this rolling. You're not going to be able to do anything without a dataset. So the last lesson, obviously very, very important. But once you have your dataset, which is a collective of images, you know, the face, the body, all of this kind of stuff, all at different angles, you can then train your LoRA. Now, we're going to be doing this LoRA on Fal.ai, and I'll give you a very small tutorial in a minute. But this is how we're going to make our LoRA. You can make it on other platforms. Like, Fal.ai isn't the only platform you can make LoRAs. It's just the basic one that I'm going to be teaching you how to do today, to prevent you guys from having to learn like comfy UI and all of this kind of stuff. Because if you want more advanced LoRAs, you're going to have to kind of go to these platforms. So Fal.ai is a very basically made LoRA, which is going to allow you to get a good model. You know, it's not going to be shit, it's not going to be amazing, but it's going to be good. So I'm going to give you some tips in a minute on how to make this LoRA even better, so when you do make it, you can expand. If you did make this LoRA on Fal.ai and you got your hands on a workflow, you can still use this LoRA, which is the beauty about it, which is why I also want to teach you how to make a LoRA with Fal.ai, because this is compatible with comfy.ui. So if you do make a shit LoRA, you can always upgrade that with an advanced comfy workflow. So like I showed you guys in the last episode, we're going to be finding this Fal.ai Flux LoRA fast train. So let me show you how to find that again. If we go onto the Explore, you guys would have rocked up here. Now you're probably going to be looking at it again. What is all of this mental shit? It's confusing. We're basically going to be looking for Fal.ai Flux LoRA fast train. Now a lot of the time, if you just type in Flux at the top here, it's going to come up. If not, once again, just try type in Flux LoRA fast train. That's kind of what we're going for. Once again, very basic, very quick, very cheap, very easy. So that's kind of the one we're selecting today. Now this is the basic process. We're literally going to upload all of our images here, put a trigger word and click start. That is literally it. So this is why I'm not really going to be showing you in like an advanced lesson on this, because it's so basic, you know, anyone can do it. And once again, I showed you how to do it on a dataset lesson. So this is where you want to train your initial LoRA. Now this is the model that we made last episode. Now this isn't perfected. This was just the face LoRA. The face, something like that. Click generate and it's obviously going to generate the face. What we're looking for though is this link here. Now this link is once again compatible with other platforms. So if we wanted, we can take this link and we can then put it into comfy.ui. We can put it into anywhere. So having this link saved somewhere is obviously very, very, very important. Obviously we can just save it there. If you want to use that link, feel free. It's obviously this model here. So, you know, it's a bit irrelevant, but yes. Anyways, let's talk about this Fal.ai platform. We're not going to go over it too much, but what I am going to cover is the LoRA section here. I'm going to teach you how to do all the setup and everything, probably on the next lesson. So, LoRAs. We have one LoRA attached, and we have a scale here on how strong you want your LoRA. Now, on Fal.ai, you normally just want to keep that at 1, and you do have an option to add another LoRA, but I'd also kind of avoid doing that. I'll just mainly keep that one LoRA. So once again, very basic. You simply just adding a link, add that scale factor to 1, and just leave it. Adding more LoRAs is going to confuse this platform because it is pretty shit, and it's not kind of the 1010 platform. However, if you do go to, let's say, comfy.ui, then you can obviously use multiple LoRAs at once, which we're going to cover very shortly. But now we've got this kind of LoRA, what we're going to do with it, and what are the tips to make this LoRA a lot better. So firstly, once you've created that data set, so taking a step back, before you make this LoRA, you make a data set. With that data set, the best way to get a good LoRA is to edit these images. So if you remember, once again, let's go back. Step number 4 of creating a dataset is edit, upgrade, and enhance. Now let's go over some tips, and I can show you some examples at the bottom here. So firstly, the more times you retrain the LoRA, the worse the quality gets. So let's say I create this LoRA here. I then try to make loads more images with this brand new LoRA that I've just trained. If I then use them images and put them back into a new LoRA without editing them, without anything else, the LoRA is going to be pretty shit. It's pointless. So ideally, you want minimal amounts of LoRAs. So if you make a face LoRA, great. You then want to make or edit the faces or blah blah blah, edit the data set, and then make that second LoRA. You don't really want to then go third and fourth LoRA because it's just going to get worse and worse. So ideally, if that first LoRA doesn't work, scrap it, fuck it off. Edit the images some more, work around with the first LoRA, trying to create some more images for the data set, and then retrain it. So that's kind of the first tip there. Try not to retrain multiple LoRAs with obviously the content created from that bad LoRA. The next one is skin enhancers and upscales are key. I should probably add upscales in here, but they are very, very important, and I can show you why. So this middle model here is the model that we made last episode. Now this is not a bad model. It's it's okay. It's not amazing, but what we want to do is upgrade this model's face before we then put it into the correct like data set or anything like that. So all the images that you make via the data set, you want to upgrade, as you can see to the right. If you didn't upgrade this image and you put it into a LoRA, and then once again you use content from that LoRA and retrained another one, then content is going to get worse. So as you can see, this middle image, let me get the little pen out. So this middle image here, I've got a little green star thing. This is the original image, and then this is the bad image here to the side. Little fucking red dot. And this one with the red dot is if you retrain the LoRA, and it's just going to get worse. Like, as you can see, the quality has dropped significantly. I hope you can see the quality drop. I sure can, but the AI can definitely see it, and you will realize it. So try and avoid retraining LoRAs, because that's what happened. However, what we're going to try to do is upgrade the content, as you can see we have done here. Now, what this is done, it is a simple upscale plus skin enhancer. That's all we've done here for this model. Now, this isn't even perfect, so this is just very basic stuff, because once again, I want to make it realistic for you guys. I could have obviously edited this, could have fucking upscaled it like 3 times, you know, skin enhanced like 3 or 4 times. All of this kind of stuff I could have done, but I didn't. I just done it a basic upscale, a very basic skin enhancer, so you guys can replicate this quality. It's pointless me doing all this nerd shit. Oh, you're not going to be able to do it yourself. So that's what I've done, and it's gone from the quality of this green one here to the quality of, let's say, this yellow star here. Great stars. So that's kind of the improvement. Now, some of you may be thinking, yes, but her face has changed a little bit, and it's changed for the better. It's changed to look more human, for starters, because this isn't and this is. And also, it doesn't really matter if the face changes, because you're going to be doing this process, the same process, for all your images within the dataset before you train that LoRA. So they should all look like this anyway, which is absolutely fine. Perfect. But let's have a look at the changes. So firstly, the upscale. Now, the image here is quite pixelated, as you can probably see. However, if I come across to this model, it's still not amazing, because I only upscaled it once. But the quality is a lot better. It is less pixelated. If I zoom in here, you can see the corner of their eyes left and right. You can clearly see this one on the right is a lot better. So that's obviously the upscale. The second thing is kind of the plastic skin. Now, if you go all the way back to the first one, you can very much see the skin is very airbrushed, plastic, pixelated, pretty shit. However, if we go to the end one here, there's some minor defects. You know, you can see some pores, some freckles, that kind of stuff. A lot more detail on the eyebrows. All of this kind of stuff is exactly what you want to do, pretty much, and that's going to be coming from a skin enhancer. So that's kind of the evolution from low to high. If you want to keep going, feel free to keep going. You can edit these more and get these images even better. Once again, it's going to take a lot more time, a lot more tech, a lot more hassle, and if you're going to do that, you might as well just buy one, because it will take you like a fucking week, and you might as well just spend 100 quid. So that is what you want to do when it comes to training a LoRA. Once you've got all your images looking like top tier, shit like this, then you can train that LoRA on Fal.ai, like I just mentioned here, and that's going to give you a very good output. And then that's going to give you a link like this, which you can then use in the future. So let's skip this step number 3 and let's have a look at step number 4 quickly. So once you have these LoRAs, then obviously you can use them on Fal.ai. Fal.ai is great, but you can't use multiple LoRAs like I mentioned a minute ago. If you go to like something, where is it? Yeah, if you come to something like this, you can't use multiple LoRAs. It just doesn't work. The platform isn't good enough. But on a platform like comfy.ui, it's very, very good. You can use multiple LoRAs. So that means you can plug not safe for work stuff. You can plug, let's say like background, like anti-blur background. Backgrounds and stuff like that is what you can do on comfy.ui, which is going to help you out a lot, because it means that if your LoRA isn't perfect, then you can make it perfect by using other LoRAs that you find online to be able to improve this. Now, where would you find these LoRAs? Most of the time you would find them on Civit. Let's have a look. Civit.ai. This platform obviously has LoRAs and stuff like that on there. I'm going to come off that because it probably has some not safe for work stuff coming up. But Civit, you can definitely find some LoRAs to be able to add into your comfy workflows. Or just, you can find public LoRAs anywhere else, like Hugging Face or some shit like that. And that's going to help you get multiple LoRAs plugged up to your comfy.ui and allow you to do better work. Because on Fal.ai, you can't do any not safe for work. The background's probably going to be a little bit blurry, And this is just due to the platform not being quite as good. But it comes with simplicity. If you want to start going to the good stuff, you're going to want to go onto Comfy. So that's kind of that step there when it comes to plugging multiple LoRAs to improve your current result with your current LoRA. Anyways, let's go back a bit. This obviously has been jumping left, right and center, but hopefully you understand everything so far. Step 3. Now this is going to be like an other option. Now this is optional. Most of you aren't going to do this, and this is going to require some other research to be able to pull it off, because I'm not really too educated on DNA mergers and other platforms. So let's get into it. Step 3 is basically going to be training a LoRA off of Fal.ai. So if you don't want to use Fal.ai, you think it's a shit platform and the LoRA isn't good enough quality for your liking, fair enough. Firstly, I'd recommend just buying one. It's going to make your life easier. They're cheap. But if not, and you want to do it yourself, then here's some options. The first one is DNA mergers. Now, DNA mergers is normally combining two LoRAs or more. Let's say 2 or more LoRAs. And we're going to be merging them together. Now, this is often done on comfy.ui. So once again, it's a more advanced method. And it's normally quite complicated because you have to find, or you have to make or find LoRAs that are currently been made, which is similar to your model that you want. So one thing that's very commonly done is finding a not safe for work LoRA online and then combining that with your current LoRA. Something like that, fucking hell, is definitely going to help you be able to get one. And then they obviously merge that within the DNA merger. And the DNA merger, it kind of looks like this workflow here. It's like one LoRA here, and it merges into one. But yeah, that's one thing that's quite common that's done. Another thing that is quite common that's done is getting 2 or 3 models that they like certain features. Let's say like a body LoRA plus a face LoRA, and merge them together. Or even having like 3 or 4 body LoRAs and then plus it with like 1 face LoRA. Fucking hell. There we are. So something like that is normally used quite a bit. Now these DNA mergers, personally I've never actually used one, not gonna lie. I've seen people show me how to use it about 3 or 4 times, but whoosh, straight over my head. It is nerd shit, and it is gonna require some advanced stuff. It's not necessary. I'm telling you now, it's not necessary. I never use it. I use Fal.ai or designers, easy. But if you want to try doing some nerd shit, DNA mergers are good. And then other platforms. So comfy.ui is great. You can use it, but you can also use other platforms. I know there's like Tensor or like Sugar Labs and all these kind of things. I'm not sure how well they are with training LoRAs. Once again, I never really use them, but I know people do use them. So that is a potential there. Or what you can do with other platforms, you can use like Face Fusion to make some data sets, do some face swap, that kind of thing. Or you can use comfy.ui, but there's different LoRA trainers, or even Focus, Automatic 1111, all of these kind of things are options to be able to create LoRAs. So let me write some down quick. So these are the main ones. But once again, it's going to be nerd stuff. Like, it's not going to be something you can just rock up first day, nail it, and then leave. It's going to be like a week or 2 worth of learning. So once again, I recommend following the process that has been provided. Start with Fal.ai, just the basic stuff, and that's going to help you be on your way. But overall, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover in today's lesson. If you want some more realistic faces like this, then, you know, follow the process, do some editing, do some skin enhancement, and you'll be good to go. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, and to the outro. So hopefully you guys have all enjoyed that video today, and hopefully you can now all make the best LoRA on the market. Now, obviously, there is actually some other better LoRAs on the market, admittedly, but they're going to require a lot more technical work and a lot more time, effort, and money. So a lot of you guys aren't going to want to be doing that. If you are looking to get a good LoRA, but you don't want to have to learn all of this nerd shit, you can simply buy one from the AI model marketplace. I think they're like £100 they're not that much. If you were to make it yourself, it would probably cost just as more, which is why I'm not teaching you how to do that. So if you do want a cheap but very, very good LoRA, go across to the AI marketplace and they can provide you one. This is personally where I get all of my LoRAs from. I don't normally go through and make them as I've just shown. The reason for that is because the quality isn't quite 10 out of 10. It's probably about 8 or 9 out of 10. I always want my LoRAs being 10 out of 10, so I go to this designer on the AI model marketplace, I buy that, and that is how I move forward. Plus, obviously, it saves me hours and hours of time, so it's a lot easier. So if you do want that LoRA, you know where to go. But hopefully today has allowed you to be able to create a good AI model and get the journey going, whether that's with AI OFM or e-com stores or whatever the fuck you're doing. Hopefully this helps you learn. Now, if you do need to know any more information, there's obviously going to be a course down below, as always. So check the description out for that. And also any freebies or workflows or anything that I'm going to be teaching additional is also going to be plugged down below as well. So that's going to be very important. The next episode, we're going to be covering a few more key points, which can allow you to take this LoRA, whether it's good or bad, and make it into good content. So this next step is going to teach you how to get that model that you're currently making, whether it's a 1010 model or if it's a 7 out of 10 model, and we're going to turn it into a 1010 model, or try our best to. So follow along with the next episodes, and hopefully you guys enjoy and also be able to start smashing it with your AI creators.